These songs are about 30 years old and they sound like they're about 3 minutes old compared to what's going on right now. Every great band, their music is timeless.
The Crack album and all the singles were huge impact. I mean, there's no bad songs on those records. It's all pretty unimpeachable music.
Babylon's Burning.
We started finding like Buzzcock singles and X-Ray Specs, all this stuff that you run into, The Clash, and the Ruts were part of that amazing time when you're young and you're discovering this music and you're calling your friends, listen to this, and putting the phone up to the stereo because it's kind of reinventing. Great time to be going to the record store and rolling the dice. Like, wow, this vibrators. Wow, we'll see what this does. You put it on, like, this will work. And all these records, there's like very few of these records you would bring home where you go like, oh man, what a dud. The thing with the Ruts that perhaps separated them from all these other bands was the rhythm section was so good. They had chops. The guitar player was doing amazingly inventive stuff with his sound. And then, then there's Malcolm, the singer, who's just like, whoa, what a man, very charismatic. I really deconstructed those singles. I'm like, why is this stuff kind of more musically evolved than, like, even a band like The Clash, who's great, but they were so simplistic compared to what, again, the rhythm section is doing. Seggs on bass and Dave Ruffy on drums. You're like, man, these guys are amazing. And then when they would go to the reggae stuff, like Jaw War, Give You the Chance, whatever, you're like, man, this is really cool. And I don't know anything about reggae, but boy, do I like this. Just the quality of the playing really, I think, separated them from like 99% of what was going on out there. And then you have this like real, like, punch you in the face singer. It's like, how do they find this guy? These musos and this guy with this like intense voice. It was this amazing combination. Were a huge influence on the Washington, D.C. scene. I think Dag Nasty at one point covered Staring at the Rude Boys. They're just one of those bands that was on everyone's mixtape. The thing that always frustrates me with the Ruts is that we never got the next album, but we know enough from the Peel sessions and the singles after the Crack, the album. You could tell that the next album was going to be great. It would have had Demolition Dancing on it, Secret Soldiers, Shine on Me, Staring at the Rude Boys, maybe. But they were not kind of peaking and now waning. They were seeming to go from strength to strength. this band isn't like on everybody's top 5. I mean, what's wrong with that Crack album? It's perfect in every way as far as I'm concerned. How come this isn't talked about like Nevermind the Bollocks or the first Clash album or Germ-Free Adolescence or Crossing the Red Sea with the Adverts? All these killer debut albums, Another Music in a Different Kitchen by the Buzzcocks, all these amazing like debut records. The Crack is at least in there with them, at least.